What's up guys, my name is Asian Psycho, and I'll be bringing you today the fourth episode, or the fourth chapter rather, of my Exploring the Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Togo Sniper 98. And this will be the first episode featuring the submachine guns of combat arms. Well, I've covered other submachine guns before, but not, or those were only extras. And now this is a official Exploring the Arsenal episode. So, like the K2 chapter before, this will also be a one episode chapter because the Uzi currently does not have any other variants in combat arms. So this is the only, this will be the only episode of the Uzi chapter. So let's get right into it. The Uzi has a damage of 30, so it's one of the lower damage category submachine guns. In fact, it's very weak compared to the most recent submachine guns that I've done reviews on, such as the T2, the FMI and the recent Barapi, the VB Barapi LP02. It is indeed very weak. The Barapi had 35 damage, and the T2 and the FMI SAF both had 36 damage. So compared to those submachine guns, the Uzi is very lacking in damage. Moving on to its portability. The portability is very fast, even for a submachine gun at 85. So definitely it's very handy for running around the map with. And you can just take out your Uzi and not have to worry about taking out your pistol like I do, like a noob, and just run around and spray people down when you see them. Moving on to its rate of fire. The rate of fire is at a very high 90, so one of the fastest firing weapons in the game. So make sure you conserve that ammo in case you run out too quickly. Moving on to its accuracy. Its accuracy is at 63. So I mean, for submachine gun, accuracy isn't really all that important in my opinion, because it's not like you're gonna use it for really long range fights anyway. So yeah, that's that. And moving on to its recoil. Recoil is at 65, so it's got some recoil to it, and especially with the rate of fire, it's definitely got a pretty hefty kick to it. I don't understand how I got headshot right there. And moving on to its recoil spread. The recoil spread is actually pretty tight for a submachine gun. It's just that the next part with the recoil kickback is a problem. The recoil kickback is huge with the Uzi. You can feel the Uzi kind of throw your aim off a lot. It's not the aim that, or the spread itself, that is bad. It's actually pretty good in my hands, that is. But then it's the problem is with the Uzi is the huge amount of kickback it gives your gun. If you're not careful with this, it can get out of control really quickly and really fast. And at middle range combat, where you can't afford to, or you need to put as many bullets on your target as fast as possible, as much as possible, if you don't control the recoil, then you're gonna be pretty screwed. Moving on to recoil controllability, because of his very high rate of fire at 90 points, the controllability on the recoil controllability on the Uzi is very hard to manage, understandably so. Moving on to its Tapfire ability. Well, just like the Barapi before, like the Barapi that I did review before this one, the Uzi cannot kind of hold any kind of scope or sight on it. So, I mean, you're not gonna Tapfire with this thing at long range, and even if you try, you'd probably get shot to death before you could take out anyone by Tapfiring with the Uzi. So I don't recommend Tapfiring the Uzi. In any case, because it has such a high rate of fire, you probably won't be able to do a good job of doing so anyway. Moving on to its center speed. Center speed is pretty fast for a submachine gun, which surprises me, because the fast rate of fire usually means that it'll take some time for the recoil, the spread to settle down to normal. But the Uzi kind of settles down a little bit faster than usual, so definitely you can enjoy that after you fire some shots with the Uzi. Moving on to its reload speed. The reload speed is very fast, just like the FMI SAF, the T2, and the Barapi. I believe all the three NX standard guns that I mentioned just now still do have faster reload speeds than the Uzi, but the Uzi nonetheless is still very fast, even with an extended mag on it, like I do in this video. Moving on to its fire modes. It only comes available with one fire mode, which is full auto, so unfortunately there's no burst fire function. Moving on to its luck. the Uzi is a very lucky weapon. You can get lottos for days with this Uzi. So if you, when in doubt, go for those headshots. Even at long range, just do it. If you got no other choice, then go for them headshots. Moving on to his ammo capacity. His ammo capacity is at a standard 30 rounds in a magazine and 90 in reserve. And moving on to its key physical characteristics. One of the main advantages to having the Uzi is because of its small gun frame and size overall. You can definitely sneak around maps with the Uzi in your hand because it's very small and you don't have to worry about like people seeing your barrel of this thing if it even does have a barrel, and around corners or something like that. So definitely you can look forward to that. And it's also got the correct characteristic folding buttstock at the behind or the rear of the gun. And yeah. Moving on to its muzzle noise. Its muzzle noise is very loud and it's also high frequency. It has a distinctive popping sound to it if you guys can hear the audio from the game itself. And it's like that. So people will know you got an Uzi almost immediately. As for its attachment options, you can only attach a suppressor or a magazine modification to it, once again because of the fact that the Uzi, the bolting or the loading mechanism when you reload and kind of pull the bolt back is located on the top side of the gun. It's not able to attach any kind of rail system sight on it, so that's understandable. And that's one of the reasons why the Uzis costs only 700 GP. Let's see, but you can attach silencers or magazine modifications to it once again. And moving on to whether or not it's fire team worthy, no, it is not fire team worthy at all. The damage is just too low and the rate of fire is just too high. You're gonna burn through ammo quickly without taking out much zombies. So yeah, not very quarantine worthy, or not very fire team worthy. Sorry. It is very good at quarantine though. With its high portability and very fast rate of fire, you can be able to run and gun with the Uzi very easily. And for my frank personal opinions, first of all, I'd like to say that the Uzi is a characteristic gun of my good friend Protagonist. If I can, I'll get you guys a gameplay with him playing with the Uzi, but for now you'll have to put up with me with it. And I believe one of my subscribers, I Hit Boom, was kind of converted to Uziism by my friend Protagonist because apparently my friend Protagonist told me that I Hit Boom had joined his game one day, and then he saw I Hit Boom saw my friend or I Hit Boom saw Protagonist using the Uzi and going down with it. So it's like, oh, I guess I'll try the Uzi too. And now I've seen him lately running around with Uzis. So yeah, Uzi is a very solid gun, provided that you do kind of stick within your effective kind of combat zone. And do keep in mind that in this video I do have the customizations or available for my Uzi. The first one being the piston upgrade, which is damage upgrade, and the second being its I want to say the piston upgrade, and fail with death right there. The piston and the piston upgrade, which is increased accuracy and increased recoil. The recoil doesn't really affect the Uzi that much, as it has a pretty high recoil to begin with, but then the added damage is really helpful. It makes a lot of difference, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, those are my frank personal opinions. The Uzi, once again, is a very good submachine gun. Just keep it to where it's most effective and you should be good to go. And once again, my friend Protagonist is much better with the Uzi than I am. So if you happen to meet my friend Protagonist in game, chances are he'll probably have an Uzi. So yeah, watch out for him. Now for my final rating, the Uzi has a about 90% at close quarters combat, because of the simple fact that the rate of fire will just overwhelm anyone, and with its the damage is one of the fastest DPS or the highest DPS weapons in the game. Moving on to middle range combat. Middle range combat goes down significantly to about 50. Because the simple fact it's a submachine gun and it's not allowed to, or I can't, what is it? Oh yeah, that's right, you can't attach a scope to it. So yeah, middle range combat is not really recommended at all. And at long range, yeah, maybe about 10% if you get lucky. So don't let me explain that. I want all over again too. So that gives us a final rating of 50%. So the Uzi is still a very good submachine gun for close quarters combat. Just keep it to CQC and you should be fine. Alright guys, this has been the 4th chapter of my Exploring the Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Tobercymber98, and the next one will be on the Mac 10. So I hope you guys will look forward to that, and have a nice day guys. Peace.